Powerful message tonight from a family who escaped a horrific attack on a Latter-day Saint congregation in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Now, you may remember these terrifying images here of this building engulfed in flames.
The family shared their story only with news specialist Dan Rascone. Dan, their message is clear. They believe they were not alone that day.
That's exactly right, Mike and Deanie. The Framptons have 5 young children. They were all sitting in the middle aisle in the chapel on that beautiful September day when a truck suddenly smashed into the building. What happened next, the family says, was a series of miraculous events that kept them alive. On a cold December day in the small town of Grand Blanc, Michigan, about 60 miles outside of Detroit,
I'll get the baby's shoes on.
the Frampton family bundles up the kids for a quick road trip.
All right, you buckle in.
But this trip isn't for fun.
I still get kind of sick nervous.
They are headed to the place
I just have so many emotions connected with that day.
where the unthinkable happened.
I need manpower up here ASAP. I have people trapped in the building.
This building, up in flames, is where the Framptons went to church. And they were inside of it on that Sunday in September when terror struck. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is now tearing down the building. But the Framptons and their 5 children still occasionally come here. There's 8-month-old Stetson, 5-year-old Maverick, 7-year-old Wesley, 10-year-old Liliana, and 13-year-old Brighton.
This is sacred ground. It will always be sacred ground. This isn't a place to fear.
Here they remember the miracles of that day that saved them.
We weren't alone. There's a lot of miracles that played out.
And I think our kids were inspired and protected.
It was about 10:20 on that Sunday morning, September 28th, when Lindsay suddenly saw that truck come right off the road just there and smack right into the building. And then he backed up and ran into it again. That's when she knew it was no accident. Lindsay had come outside the church with little Stetson to get a snack from her van.
I saw the gun, and I just remember thinking, how is this happening? I was screaming it was on purpose, get out of the chapel.
The impact of the truck shook everyone inside.
It's an explosion. That's how I felt.
Bridger, who is an ER doctor and flight surgeon for the National Guard, left their remaining 4 children inside the chapel to run out thinking it was a medical emergency.
I had never put a car hitting the building and a gunman together.
Chaos and terror struck as members ran for their lives, bullets flying everywhere.
We're just screaming, run, run, and they're going down the hall.
The Framptons' 4 other kids who were alone in the chapel could not be found. That's when miraculously 5-year-old Maverick shows up at Lindsay's feet.
I was literally 2 steps inside that door, and Maverick was right in front of me, which is crazy.
Then fire broke out and smoke filled the hallways.
I look into the chapel and I see the back pews are on fire, and it is a huge raging fire.
Yet Bridger felt someone from the other side guiding his moves.
There was no doubt in my mind. I could feel my grandpa with me. I could feel people with us.
But Wesley, Liliana, and Brighton were still missing.
Probably the worst feeling I've ever felt in my whole life.
It's helpless. My kids better not be one of them.
For 30 minutes, Bridger ran in and out of the burning building, searching for his missing kids. In the process, helping several of the injured, including his friend Benjamin Phelps, who had been one of the first ones shot.
I'm seeing Benjamin on the ground, and I see that he's bleeding from the stomach. I open up his shirt, and I see the gunshot.
Bridger, again feeling guided on what to do.
I don't like to make quick decisions, but in that setting, I knew exactly what I needed to do without hesitation.
One of those decisions? Don't take the bishop's keys to re-enter the burning building where his kids could be hiding.
I see those keys, and that's exactly what I want. That is exactly what I want, and I go to reach for them, and I can't. I am overcome with this feeling. It's like, Bridger, no.
Instead, Bridger feels impressed to call another church member who finds his kids hiding in the nearby woods.
And you can hear him asking people in the background, and you hear somebody in the background say, yeah, right here.
And I know that while they were hiding in the woods, there were probably angels around them.
Finally, the entire Frampton family is located.
Relief. Like unbelievable relief. They were so brave the whole time. They were so brave.
What Bridger didn't realize is that he was suffering from serious smoke inhalation. He would spend 6 days in the hospital in order to heal. Because he went immediately to the hospital, the family didn't get their entire in-person reunion until he got out.
Everybody was just like protected, and nobody can really explain how or why.
Hi, Wes.
The Framptons were sure the death toll from this attack would be much higher than 4. That's why they believe their survival is just one of the many miraculous stories from that terrifying day in Grand Blanc.
There's a lot of emotions. Thankfulness that so many people made it out okay.
Yeah, that family feeling very blessed. Along with the 4 adults killed, 9 others were injured. Bridger's friend Benjamin did survive that. KSL spoke with him in December when he was released from the hospital. The FBI said this violent attack was motivated by anti-religious beliefs against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mike and Dee.
Powerful account. Wow.
You wonder how many other ones there are as well,
That's what they told me very clearly, that this is just one of hundreds of accounts that happened that day. So
Glad you got a chance to go there and tell that story. Dan, thanks.